So it looks like it may be Alex Pereira versus Jamahal Hill next. Alex posted this to his Instagram last night. The video is after Jamahal defeated Glover Teixeira. In the caption, Alex wrote, "Guys, let's focus on what Jamahal matters. And then I'll focus on breaking another record by making 2 title defenses in the shortest time possible." Jamahal reposted it to his Instagram story. He wrote, "Let's dance, my boy. The lion eats stone like flesh." Aljamain Sterling and Chris Weidman discuss Khabib Nurmagomedov retiring from MMA undefeated. Weidman says that he should have retired as undefeated champion also. He jokingly labels himself as a washed-up fighter still fighting.
I think he's trying to do the Khabib thing and have a couple more, and he's trying to say, like, I'm out. Both of us, 2 brothers that train with each other, came up. Now we're both champions, retired, not undefeated, but for him, but on top, which is a great storyline. But then he's like, he's going to fight this one. Who's he fighting again?
Makachev? It's not set. He's going to be fighting Gaethje. Yeah. I don't know. Is it set?
I mean,
maybe
they kind of, one of those rumors and the leaks, because if Gaethje's
I think they were talking about in June.
Yeah.
And so the winner of Arman and Oliveira would probably fight in like November or something.
Why does he always get those long of a break as a champ?
Oh, Makachev?
Yeah, why do they get that long of a break? I know they got Ramadan in, like, I think April. Like, I get that, but it's like, what if I want to just say, well, I need this, you know?
Life isn't fair, man.
But this is what we were talking about earlier. You just got to deal with the cards that you have. It's not the same paintbrush for everybody.
No, I know. And you can't overthink because, you'll drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. But
I should have retired undefeated. I should have pulled a Khabib.
Like, I'm out.
I should. Yeah. Like, hey, undefeated world champion, gone. Boom.
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing Khabib did.
That would have been actually pretty badass.
Right now, I'm just like a washed-up fighter still fighting. Like, why are you fighting? You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy though. But that brings us to our point that we were saying before with Khabib being the greatest of all time. Picking when you decide to retire, like, is kind of important with how people look at you as far as your legacy.
Yeah.
Whatever you accomplish. I mean, listen, they can't take away what you accomplish, but if you show any chinks in your armor, if you start losing, now they have people are going to be like, he wasn't as good as we thought. Oh, he sucked or whatever. They have excuses.
It's such a weird, like, our sport is.
I don't like that. I don't like that. That's BS.
Yeah, I think it's not fair.
It draws you into being like, all right, pick safe fights for yourself, and then just get out.
Chito Vera says that he'd love to rematch Cory Sandhagen's quote-unquote dorky ass next, if he defeats Sean O'Malley. Speaking to the Schmo, Chito said, "I will ask for Sandhagen because he beat me. That's the only reason I will choose that fight. The winner of Merab Dvalishvili and Henry Cejudo is also a big fight, and the UFC knows whoever they pick, I will fight. But if I had to choose myself, I want to kick Cory's ass. I know his dorky ass is crying about it, but it's not my fault no one gives a f*** about him." On the Sean O'Malley fight, Chito continued, "The only reason this fight is happening is because I beat him. That's the only reason this fight is happening. So I'm glad it came out like that. This is the best moment to do it, title fight, and I'm excited to become a world champion soon." Michael Venom Page made an appearance on the Believe You Me podcast with Michael Bisping. He previews his fight against Kevin Holland coming up at UFC 299 on March 9th. MVP says although he's a fan, he wants to make a statement against Kevin Holland and then go on to fight Leon Edwards for the belt.
How do you feel about Kevin Holland?
Mate, he's a great, like, again, a kind of fan of his work, from just obviously being a fan of the game, watching him, seeing his fight, seeing how he talks, and like you say, the entertainment side of Kevin Holland. He's a game fighter, so I know I'm in for a fight. It's exciting, and it puts me right at the top. It's a big statement piece as well to go in and win against somebody like Kevin Holland. It's a big statement, and it kind of sets me on the right track. So I'm massively excited. To defeat Holland, make a big statement, and if good enough, I might be right there, but for the dangling, waiting for the title, or I have one more just to prove myself, and then again I'm back for the title. I'm as you say, I'm in it for a good time, not a long time. So I'm looking to make noise and make steps very quickly. The magnitude of, imagine me and Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards hopefully still has the belt, and I think he will. He's an exceptional fighter. I come in, create some big noise, get a few big knockouts under my belt, and then go for the belt. And imagine me and him in the UK, trying to fill out a stadium somewhere. I think we can make that happen.
Dana White went off on Jon Jones in text messages with Lorenzo Fertitta. MMAfighting.com obtained these messages through unsealed court documents. These messages are from 2014, when the UFC was attempting to book the rematch between Jon Jones and Alexander Gustafsson. According to Dana, Jon wouldn't sign because he didn't want to rematch Gus and wanted to fight Daniel Cormier next. It starts with Dana texting Lorenzo, "What's up with Jones? Did he straighten up or is he still being a scumbag?" Lorenzo responded, "Still a douche, but we're inching closer. Haven't moved on money, but sent a letter with an ultimatum." Dana replied, "Awesome. F that punk, Lorenzo. He needs to know that we don't need him, or he will f us over more than he already does." Sean Strickland reveals messages between him and Dricus Du Plessis after the UFC 2024 seasonal press conference. Sean threatened Dricus that if he brought up his childhood again, he would inflict physical harm on him, and he's not talking about the fight. Sean says that Dricus responded and was actually cool about it.
I actually talked to Dricus after that, and I was like, Dricus, I mean, because I like the guy. Me and him are gonna have a war. We're gonna have a death match. Like, there's no other way that ends. You know, someone's gonna knock the out.
He's gonna kiss you.
He might try to grab my. But you know, I mean, at the end of the day,
that's his coach. That's his coach.
Worst thing's gonna happen, right? So I actually sent him a message, and I was like, dude, listen, Dricus, we're gonna go try to each other, but if you bring that up again, I will stab you.
Yeah, I
Press conference, weigh in. You bring that, like, I just told Dricus. Like,
you know he's gonna bring it up.
No, he was cool about it. Cool about it. He was cool. But I mean, again, I'm not telling you I don't want to fight you, Dricus. I'm not saying you're not a good fighter. I'm just saying that that's a line that when crossed, it transcends fighting to, like, if I have, like, I'm gonna, if I go to Canada and you bring that up, well, guess what? I'm gonna go to jail. They're gonna deport me, and we spent 8 weeks of training doing for no reason.
So I get
bro, my blood was boiling. But you know when you said this hit home for me, you came up to me after it happened. You're like, Sean, I didn't know that was like such a
yeah. Because we joked about it, but I didn't know. I wasn't aware that was such.
But like joking about here's the
point.
Here's the thing about like that severe trauma. You can joke about it. I could laugh about it. You know, I could joke about someone being. Oh yeah, you know, I could joke about someone being abused, and it's funny. But the moment, like, you acknowledge it.
It becomes real.
And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Zach H420. It says, Dana White thinks that shouting loudly at the camera about how badass these fights are going to make us want to see them more. It actually does the opposite. I miss the days where the fights were announced during events, not this wait until Dana goes live bullshit. The second one's from Clipped6946. Says it's kind of sad how Darren thinks any of those big names are going to fight him. And the final one says, I really like that Alex Pereira spoke about his fear of overcoming the language barrier. That was real. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.